What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to This Week in Esports and Gaming for the third week of October 2022. I'm your host, Mark Hai, and let's dive right into the news. For our first top 3 story, unfortunately, two notable companies, Xbox and G4, have made layoffs, so I'll give some context for both of them. G4 is closing operations for a second time. Their history is that they launched as a gaming-focused TV network in 2002, only to close its doors in 2014. They then relaunched under Comcast Spectacor in November of 2021, only to last less than a year now in October 2022. And Comcast Spectacor CEO Dave Scott had written a memo that was leaked, so many of those working at G4 are notified of their layoffs via a social media leak, which is never really a good thing. They had originally been hit with a few layoffs in the past weeks as well, so the writing was on the wall. Microsoft, on the other hand, quietly laid off a few hundred staff, including some who worked for Xbox. The report came that less than 1,000 employees were affected by the layoffs, and that they plan to lay off around less than 1% of their workforce given the economic downturn. That being said, Microsoft is still pushing to get the Activision Blizzard acquisition through, given how much effort they've already put into the deal already. So all in all, it seems that layoffs are happening across all sectors of tech, gaming, esports, and the world in general, with economic pressures coming from different angles. Many companies are cutting costs and doing hiring freezes, and the layoffs are certainly a last-minute resort by many companies, as most firms wouldn't want to let go of the people that have put so much work in for them. Either way, hoping those affected can either walk away with a new job or perhaps a new perspective. Dota 2 and League of Legends Esports are reporting low viewership. So let's start with Dota 2. For reference, my data is from Esports Charts, who do not include the Chinese streaming services or platforms in their report. So the TI-11 group stage thus far has totaled about 23 million hours watched and 443 average viewers, with a peak viewership of 680,000. The hours watched is 19.6 and 32% less than the group stages in TI-9 and TI-10, and the peak viewership was 18.2 and 40% lower compared to the last two TIs as well. And the average viewership number also decreased 25% and 38% respectively as well. In addition to this, the prize pool for TI-10 was $40 million, but this time around it's only $17 million. So that's a huge drop for Dota 2 at the very least. And a few of the suspected reasons for this are because TI-11 is happening in Singapore. The hours of the streams are really unideal for the core viewership that resides in Europe. And additionally, the official broadcasts were not on the Dota 2 TI channel, but on Twitch, but actually instead on the studios that acquired the rights for broadcasting, which evidently has a much smaller audience. Now let's go to League of Legends and Worlds. The audience reached so far in the League of Legends Esports Worlds Championships, and the group stage decreased by 40% compared to last year's World Championship, with peak viewership hitting about 1.39 million, average viewership at about 826,000, and hours watched at about 46 million for the group stage. These numbers are all around 40% lower than last year's Worlds. One of the reasons blamed is because of, once again, the inconvenient time zones of the tournament happening in America. That makes it so hard for many Asian viewers who are a core fan base to watch. And so for playoffs, the first quarterfinals match between JD Gaming and Rogue was the 28th most popular game of the tournament, being outperformed by many group stages and some even play-in games as far as viewership goes. So honestly, it seems like Valve and Riot, if they had like switched locations of where these were happening, the time zones would have been a lot better for their respective fan bases, because as we know, Dota 2 is really popular in Europe and League of Legends is really popular in Asia. And so, you know, that being said, you can't win them all. This is only live viewership as well, so this isn't necessarily reporting on VOD content views afterwards, which I imagine makes up a decent chunk of hours watched and views and reporting. Either way, we'll see if Riot and Valve can help recover their viewership for their esports tournaments as they close out. Drakestar released the top 15 gaming deals this year. Shout out to them for their global gaming report for Q3 of 2022. It's very finance and money focused, so if you're interested in deal valuations, M&A, segment transactions, and more, you should read this one. Of the top 15 announced from this year so far, 7 were announced in January, and 5 of the 15 were PC and console focused, with mobile making up 4 deals, hardware and tools making up 2, and esports making up 3 of those deals. I'm just going to rate the top 5 deals in order of largest to smallest. So Microsoft acquiring Activision Blizzard for around $70 billion or $69 billion. Take-Two acquiring Zynga for about $12.6 billion, Unity acquiring Iron Source for about $4.4 billion, Sony acquiring Bungie for $3.6 billion, and Savvy Gaming Group acquiring ESL Gaming for about $1 billion. So there are many more in there, just don't want to read them all because there are 10 more. What I'm curious about is how many we'll see come November and December. October is almost done at this point, and so obviously each company has different fiscal years, and it seems most of the larger deals come after the holiday season in January, but I'll keep an eye out for these deals that come in November, December. As far as partnerships go, the college esports program Bragg House partnered with Coca-Cola and McDonald's. The result of this is that a new Fortnite tournament called Black and Positively Golden Gamers will take place, where 400 student gamers at HBCUs will compete for $15,000 in scholarships. The tournament will be run from October 23rd through December 17th and will be streamed via the Bragg House app. FaZe Clan partners with Xfinity, which means Xfinity will be FaZe Clan's official internet and mobile partner, so the Verizon partnership is no longer. They will focus on working together with a music-focused venture called The Gig, which also includes a content series focused on gaming creators. Team Vitality partnered with Rework Paris. They will work together on launching a new merch collection with 135 items of upcycled streetwear available for purchase through minigames on their new website. This will also be the largest collection of apparel ever created by Rework. Gen.G partnered with Sport5. They will work together to improve and grow Gen.G's commercial portfolio, with Sport5 now being able to represent commercial representatives for Gen.G. SAP partnered with Valve. They will be the official cloud analytics partner of the event and will automate enhanced analytics to improve the quality of the broadcast for TI11. They will focus on pre- and post-match insights for the matches at the International with the best hero for each player, win-loss data, and more. Luckbox partnered with the Peruvian esports org Thunder Awaken. This partnership serves as an international strategy for Real Luck Group, which is the parent company of Luckbox. And given the increase in users from Brazil, Luckbox wants to be a deeper part of the Latin community, so this partnership will entail branding and integration for esports in Peru. As far as finance and M&A goes, game monetization platform Tipspace raised $3 million. The round was led by Upload Ventures and will allow them to officially launch in Brazil. The platform allows for players to play for money by wagering in their games, and the funds will be used to grow its presence throughout Latin region as a whole. Magic Games raised $5 million. The round was led by Makers Fund with participation from Hummingbird Ventures managing partner 𝗠𝗿 𝗖𝗶. The Turkish mobile game developer will use this to build out its team, open a European office, and continue growth with its debut title. Odyssey Interactive raised a $19 million Series A. The round was also led by Makers Fund with participation from Anthos Capital and Andreessen Horowitz. Their debut title, Omega Strikers, is a free-to-play 3v3 competitive knockout game that I've already covered in the past. Cool to see them investing so much into esports. The mobile game analytics company ByteBrew have raised a $4 million seed round. The round was led by Convoy with participation from Valhalla Ventures and Node Ventures. They will use this funding to grow its workforce and tech development, with their core competencies right now being analytics, retention, and monetization. The Mayor of London invested £1 million into the London Games Festival. The funding renewal will be used to support Games London's events over the next 3 years, including this festival, and Sadiq Khan, the Mayor of London, previously invested £1.2 million into this, so the investment renewal shows his dedication to the gaming space in the UK. As far as workforce changes go, 𝗠𝗿 𝗖𝗶 joins YouTube as the head of gaming, previously Ryan Wyatt's job. He has a storied background in gaming. He was with Facebook for about 5 years as a senior director of game partnerships and has worked with Zynga, Disney, EA, Warner Bros. And more. He was most recently the managing director for Google Play Games, partnerships, and business development, and he holds an MBA from USC and a bachelor's degree in politics and public policy from Occidental College. Go Leo. Mark Weller joins Mercedes-AMG GmbH as an esports team manager. He will be shaping the future of the Mercedes-AMG Petronas esports team, and he was previously the chief gaming officer at Vex Gaming for over 6 years and is also the esports team manager for the British Esports Association. He holds a bachelor's in professional sound and video tech from the University of Salford. Lindsay Baumberger has joined DreamHack as a product manager for partners. She has lots of experience in marketing as well with her university and other firms like Game Arena, Esports Foundry, and Esports Gear. She, like me, is also a recent graduate. She holds a degree in communication and media studies from the University of Cincinnati. Matthew Boyd joins Riot Games as the principal strategist for League of Legends Esports. He has consulting and research background, first working at TWIEG Consulting Company before working at Nielsen for about 6 years as the VP of Esports and Gaming. He was most recently the head of research and insights at TSM before his current role, and he holds an MBA from UCLA and a bachelor's in international relations from Stanford. Giles Lulham joins Twitch as a creative producer. Giles was most recently with Order as a creative producer and worked with Avant-Garde Esports for about 4 years in the past doing media and production. He holds a bachelor's in cinematography and film production from Charles Sturt University. Ryan Lacina joined Sega of America as a VP of brand marketing. He has tons of experience in games marketing as he was with Activision Blizzard for about 9 years doing product management and marketing. He was most recently with Square Enix for nearly 7 years marketing a variety of titles. He holds a bachelor's in business administration from Bowling Green State University. Sue-Ann Goh has been promoted to the Strategic Partner Development Manager for Google Play Games at Google. Sue-Ann has been with Google for about 6 years at this point in a variety of roles from digital strategy to gaming growth in EMEA, now to Google Play Dev partnerships in the United States. She holds a bachelor's degree in business administration from UC Berkeley. As far as new stuff goes, Supercell announced that the Brawl Star World Finals will be taking place at Disneyland Paris. Honestly, it's a bit surprising for Supercell, but I'm sure it'll be a really fun experience. And the event itself will be 16 teams competing for a share of $500,000 from November 25th through the 27th, with the prize pool having the ability to scale to $1 million with crowdfunding. Netflix have announced they're opening a 5th gaming studio supposedly in Southern California, with the announcement coming at the time when Mike Verdu, VP of Gaming at Netflix, says that they're seriously exploring a cloud gaming offering as well. The studio will be led by Chaco Sonny, who is a former Overwatch executive producer. That's it for this week in esports and gaming. Thank you so much for tuning in. Credit to the authors and publications themselves for the images and information provided. If you want to go support James Futch for his People on the Move newsletter, please do down below. And as always, everybody, have a great day.